Sherman Wang.
Tonight, I'm going to be talking about this. When you think about pathways, this is an education system. It has a purpose. Toastmasters International has been there for over 100 years, and they designed an education system for a reason. What do you think the reason would be for the Toastmasters education system?
To improve.
Progress.
To progress, yes. Progress on what? Let me ask you a question. Do you still remember why did you join Toastmasters? For newer members, yes. But I didn't see Max nodding his head. It's probably too long, but there was a survey done in 2019 by Toastmasters International. For Toastmasters over 123 countries, they were asked the question, why did you join? 94% of the members who surveyed, they named this. Improving presentation skills is their number one reason to join. So it's natural to think that the system that has been designed is to meet this purpose. However, there's a good surprise for the newer members. The system is not just for presentation skills. It's for something more. I'd like you to see this sentence. This is the key message of today's presentation. The pathway system helps to build core competencies through structured practice. This is a very typical Toastmasters meeting. And we are here, coming as a member, we do practice, a structured way to practice to gain the core competencies. I'm going to show you three things about this system. Number one is what are the core competencies other than the speaking? The second part is what are the things we do? What do we practice? Thirdly is the structured process. After this presentation, I hope and I'm confident you are going to be a semi-expert of pathways. So let's dive in. There's three things. The core competencies, public speaking is one core competencies. What else?
Confidence.
Confidence. Very, very nice. One is public speaking. This is across all paths. Oh, by the way, how many paths do you know there is?
6.
That's 6, right? Yes, the current system have 6 paths. All 6 paths will help us build public speaking competency, and also confidence as core competency. And there are 3 more. Be very quick. So number 1 is public speaking, and the last one is confidence. We have 3 more: interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, and management. The design is, as a member, if you walk through the path, you will gain these competencies. However, not every path build all 5. There are certain built more than others. So here is more information that I prepared for you. You can see every path will do public speaking, every path will do confidence, and several paths will do interpersonal communication, and several paths lean on leadership more than others. So when you select a path, you can reference this. If you just want to be a fantastic public speaker, maybe your focus will be on which one? Engaging humor and presentation mastery. And that's actually another way of looking at it when you look these parts. The core competency they're building is from the end perspective. If you want to become a fantastic public speaker, you select these 2 paths. If you want to be a more strategic leader, dynamic leadership and visionary communication. I know Max has selected visionary communication, right, Max?
Yeah.
And in the room, anyone is selecting other than presentation masteries? Persuasive influence, yes, that's right here. An innovative leader. So after this pass, IC will be an innovative leader. So this is one way to look at it. Pass will help us build competencies. That's the first part of my presentation. The next question is what we do. You know, in Toastmasters, there is a core philosophy. When we learn by doing. Now the question is, learn what? After today, I want to have this concept that every pass consists of only two types of practices. These are the two types. Either projects or roles. I didn't say meeting roles because there are some roles designed in the past is not happen in the meeting. It's outside the meeting. Projects in pathways, right now we have 6 paths. They're altogether close to 60 different projects. And that does not, this covers the core projects and elective projects. That does not include presentations. That includes today what I'm doing now. This is like additional to these 60 projects. And roles, for tonight we see we have timer, we have grammarian, we have general evaluator, yeah? And Toastmaster. We have different roles. These are all here. So after today, I hope you can see this picture of the past. It's just consider these two different elements of what you practice. Now this is what we practice. The third part is how we practice. That's the structure part. Now the structure has something similar for all 6 parts. All 6 parts has the same structure, but what's different is what's inside. What inside the parts, some are the same at certain levels, some become different. Now when I asked Rod what kind of question maybe our newer member has, some question is like, how should I choose a path? Which one? The concept that I said about core competency was one way. Another way is to look inside each path and where they're different, where they're the same. Now, for all the paths, they have 5 levels. And namely, it's from fundamental to expertise. It's a gradual process. And in each of the paths reside this 4 kinds of tasks. Core projects, elective projects, and educational presentations. Those are the projects that I mentioned. Now, and meeting roles. And the next slides cost me 2 hours to learn. And I hope it brings some value to you. It's a snapshot of the effort for all the paths. So every path is the same. Remember, this applies to every path. So at level 1, you need to do 4 core projects, and you don't do any elective or educational, but you do 2+1 meeting roles. This +1 is either or. If you want to see some more, I spent a lot of time preparing for tonight. This is the meeting roles. For level 1, you need to do topic, table topic speaker, and you need to do an evaluator. Others, you do either timer or accountant. That's the 2+1 means. I'm not going to go through all this. If you're interested, you can take a photo, or I can send it to Rob. Yes, if you're interested. Things are getting a little bit more complicated. These are the roles. Now we were talking about projects, right? And I was trying to fit in all the projects into one chart. And that work was 3 hours. Now here it is. if you take a photo of this and get a good grasp of that, you're an expert now. See the legend here, the color coded. The maroon color or the red are the core projects. In a way, they are a speech. Electives are also a speech. This yellow are the presentations. The one that I'm doing is here, Success Plus at level 4. And now also you need to do quite a few meeting roles. Since it's different from level 3 onwards, because from level 3, none of the paths share the same core project. Meaning if you select this path, not that path, you get a different core project. And this is the difference. For example, if Max, he selects a visual communication, and his core projects will not show up in any other path. Your core projects from level 3 is just exclusive for your path. However, there's 3 little stars here. These core projects is exclusive to that path. However, you can find them as elective in the same level of other paths. So this is also for your information. You can take it a reference when you select paths. Any questions so far? Yes.
It's not a question, it's just a suggestion. If you don't have no idea what pathway to follow, you can do the test on the website.
Yes. Good. Yes. When you select the path, the first thing you can do is to take the test on the website. After a bunch of questions, they will give you 3 suggested paths, and you make your final decision.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not the end of the day if you choose one that you don't like it. I think
Yes.
there's a grace period, very short. And also, it's just $20 US dollars a path. If you want to do all the core projects, you can just buy them all.
And if I can add to that, probably the only reason you want to move path is because you hate one of those core projects at level 3, 4, or 5.
That's also probably
But otherwise, you can pretty much bend any path to do anything you want.
yes, yes, right. Any other questions? No? Okay, my time is approaching to the end. So let me give you a quick summary of this. So Pathway is the education system that Toastmasters designed for our members, and primarily to meet the members' need. Now, the pathways build the core competencies through a structured practice. And each path will build on 2 or more these core competencies. And there are 2 types of practice we do. One is the big projects, the other is the meeting roles. And the structure-wise, 5 levels across all the paths, and they have similarities and differences. As the close of this presentation, I would say it's a very joyful experience for me to review the pathway, and I'm also happy to learn through this because I emailed Toastmasters International during the presentation to clarify things, and I know there's something is going to coming in this year to enhance it even further. So Toastmasters is putting effort refining the education system for all the members to get our goals met. With that, I give the control back to Toastmasters.